next presenter, obviously, is Mark Dansie. He's coming to us live from the Philippines. Right now, he is enduring a typhoon. He has no electricity. He is on battery power. He may drop out within like 40 or 45 minutes. So well, we're going to try to pull this off as best we can and conserve as much battery. Mark has traveled extensively for many years assessing energy technology claims worldwide, and he is the co-founder of Infinergy, which is an energy research company. So please welcome Mark Dansie to the floor. Mark, I'm really glad you could join us today. How are you enduring in the rainstorms right now?
We're going to have the epicenter hit us in about 3 hours' time, and last time we had one of these, we had 36 inches of rain, so it'll be exciting, but it's not too bad right now. I'm actually outside, so I've got good cell phone reception, and funny enough, pity the video's not working because I'm actually using the water-powered lights to light myself up.
There you go.
For about 500 hours, so it's quite amazing. I actually get to use the technology for a change, but unfortunately I haven't got it powering my laptop yet, so we may have to drop out. If I drop out, I'll talk to you on my phone. It won't be an issue. It'll just take me a minute to connect.
Okie doke.
So,
all right. Well, Mark has prepared a list of questions for me to ask him, and he wants to answer a few questions that have been prepared. And then we're going to open up the floor to just a question and answer from Mark Dansie about some of the things that he's doing and working on, and where he plans to go. So, Mark, at the last conference, you showed your water-powered flashlight and a small disc that was generating electricity. What has become of these technologies?
The disc is thing was then developed by a company in the US. That's been moved up from March for kilowatt to microwatts, and making good progress. They've found it up in the milliamp area and getting the voltage. So that's the way to go. So that's not from the project, but it is moving along. With the water flashlight, that's turned to quite a large project now. And we're just very production stage to develop a product coming from my partners, I think, the audience. And that will be done worldwide, not just as a flashlight, but as a lighting solution in third world countries, as a product and all those things. So I'm also doing radios, and you'd appreciate this one, Mark. The radios now right up here, it takes a little while, a few seconds for the cell to warm up, and it comes up very slowly. So I'm still moving ahead, and to see this flashlights and all other out of yeah.
No, I'm sorry, if I mute my phone.
Mute your phone, I think it hears feedback, and it's cutting his volume down.
Oh, okay, well, all right, so, all right, if I mute my microphone?
Yes.
All right, let's try that again.
Hello?
Yep. Okay, Mark, we're gonna do this like a push to talk. When you're speaking, I'm going to mute my cell phone microphone because it appears to be interfering with the legibility, intelligibility of your speech.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, did you complete answering your question on the technologies that you showed?
I'm just going to keep it short. So the water power products are going worldwide next year. They'll be in a variety of forms. They will be commercially available. You'll be able to buy flashlights that will charge your phone. And there's a whole lot of spin-off products, including radios and devices to power all sorts of things. So that's moving ahead. And what's really good is it's going to help 1.6 billion people who haven't got electricity or lighting, electrical lighting. So we're working with a lot of NGOs. And so we hope things get moving next year. It's taken a bit longer than we thought, but it's all worked out. The cool thing about that one, the last thing is, one of our little sticks about twice the size of AA battery is equivalent to 100 batteries. So if you get a radio or something, it will run for hundreds of hours without having to change anything except for some water. Just an equalist.
So the real question is, when can I buy one of these on the end cap at Walmart?
Should be early next year. That's how long it's going to take to ramp up. You know, you've got to ship them over to the States and get all the clearances. Most engineering finalised in Walmart, but they're also focusing on doing the third world countries as well. So there's going to be probably 3 or 4 products coming out simultaneously. And so, anyway, let's move on to the next one. That's into last year.
Okay, and you're going to send me that case ahead of time in the first production run, right, that you promised?
Yeah, you get a car, and I told you that. I promise to steal me.
All right, so
that's the reason I couldn't get to the conference, actually. I'm very excited after with manufacturers over here in Asia and business partners and all the rest. So I just couldn't get to the States. And the final school that drove the camels backwards, they told me I shared in a room with you, so that was it.
yeah, I'm a little annoyed about that, but that's okay. You have other things to do. So what do you feel are the most promising free energy and over unity technologies that are being looked at today?
Yeah, I'm going to divide it into 2 camps. What they call over unity, or free energy, which isn't solar or wind or renewable energy. Unfortunately, as you know, I've been travelling for years, and some of my friends in the audience have travelled the world as well, and we've never quite found many of the claims that lived up to what they claimed, such as magnetic motors or self-loop generators and different devices. So there is some comments that I think LNER there is some potential. There's certainly some potential in the plasma technology areas. And I know a couple of little projects under the radar that I wouldn't call them free energy, but they certainly they could be groundbreaking. I think the little promises actually coming from mainstream science is there's a lot of big breakthroughs in thermal couplers that run at you don't need a temperature differential. We're finding different ways of improving the efficiency, tapping into heat, tapping into the environment, and tapping into other energy sources. So I think we're going to see a lot of these little bits and pieces coming together, but nothing really earth-shaking as far as, you know, are we going to have a self-running black box 5 kilowatt output tapping into the ambient? No, not in the near future. However, there's a lot of other exciting things happening. I'll get to those questions in a minute.
Okay, so should one of these promising free energy technologies come to fruition, what do you think would be the limitations of those technologies?
Yeah. What I've found, all the technologies that tap into 0 point or any of these technologies, they're all restricted by what I call the interface. And I'll explain that. With solar, it's the efficiency of the cell interface. You know, you've got 100% sunlight or heat, and it converts to 20 or 30% of the energy. With wind, of course, it's blade area and wind speed. So when you get down to free energy, the things, they talk about 0 point, but 0 point's a bit like gravity. You know, if you've got the floor, and that's the 0 point's the floor or the ground, you have to, with gravity, you have to lift the ball up in the air. So you've got to let the ball lift above your head. You've then got potential energy, so you expended work to get there. So if you drop that ball, then you can collect the energy. But you've had to expend it. 0 point's a little bit like that. Nobody's found a way of actually harnessing it. And the other thing is the density of it. One very interesting experiment I saw about 3 or 4 years ago, it just appeared to be harvesting from zero ambient, or whatever you want to call it, the ether. But it could only run 2 devices. They had to be like 10 metres apart or 10 yards apart. as we brought them closer together, it wasn't, the effect just disappeared. He said, there's just not enough there I can tap into. So I think the big restriction is, what is the energy density, a bit like how bright the sun, how strong the wind is, and the second component is, how efficient can we interface with it? The final example I did of that, if you've got an antenna, you want to harvest a bit of RF, well, the bigger the antenna or the surface area you've got, interfacing with RF or EMF, then the more energy you can harvest. So the biggest limiting factor is the energy density of what you're trying to. And that's not a term that the scientists will like, but I call it energy density. And the second thing is the actual interface. What is the mechanism you're using to interface with it? So I don't see any great big power outputs unless you have got a low energy nuclear reaction. And there's one of those technologies I know. It's nothing to do with hydrogen, nickel, velocity, but I'll call it LNER at this stage, and it's very, very powerful. But it is it's a nuclear reaction that you can turn it on and off. So those sorts of things could come to fruition. So hopefully that answers the question. I see no evidence of anything that can really harness a great amount of energy from what we call the ether or the ambient at the moment.
Okay. What is the most promising of the other sustainable or renewable energies, energy technologies that you feel?
Well, there's certainly a revolution now. I ended my travel 6 years ago or 8 years ago to find energy independence. How could I become independent, not rely on oil, the cars, not rely on electricity companies, utilities? How can I be independent of the big corporations and government? And solar back then was about $7-8 a watt. It's now down to, my good friend was telling me, Jim Dunn the other day, he bought some panels and they're like 60 cents a watt. Inverters are going to be 15 cents a watt shortly. So solar, I think, is exciting, and I'm seeing it everywhere. In Thailand, we're about to put another gigawatt out there to the villages. In Australia, in my home state, I'm very proud of this actually. They're already 30 to 50% wind power, typically 30, sometimes it's sneaked up to 15 in big storm. Now, 1 in 5 households have solar now. And my niece is a great example of this. Knows nothing about technology or energy or electricity, but she started off with a small system, and she's now getting a check back from the electricity company in the mail each quarter. She's got free energy for her house. And people like your friend and my friend Jim Dunn, he's putting a pile more solar panels on his house to charge his shed as well up and his other electric vehicles he's got lying around in his shed. And basically, I can see this uptake getting more and more and more for the solar. It's very exciting. The cost of production will be around 30 cents a watt shortly. It can't get much cheaper than that because you have to have materials and shipping. So that's the big one. You're also seeing huge advancements in wind, in the deployment of wind, thermoelectric. And to give you an example, in the Philippines here where I'm out in Miami, in 10 years, they will be 100% electricity, the whole nation will be 100% renewable. And several other countries are heading that way. I think Australia's predicting in 20 years' time, they will have no coal-fired power stations. China just put a restriction on no more building coal-fired power stations in Beijing and the industrial heartland. They're capping coal imports. And I'm seeing coal and other of these things in decline. So solar is a big one. There are some other ones, like I said, wave, thermoelectric. There's all sorts of other ones coming. The main thing is the economic drivers that are changing. And you've got utility companies now in America up the phone, no cost, no money down, and a system put on the house. You have to lease it for 7 years. So the lease payment is less than money, is less than the money you save on the grid. So effectively it costs you half in your system. In New Zealand, Australia, there's systems everywhere going up now where people are just putting their systems on like wildfire. And many other countries of the world. So that's probably my pick of the crop. Anyway, I better get back to the list of questions. I don't know how to go time-wise.
All right. So obviously solar is your pick, and incidentally to the audience here, Jim Dunn, the person that he's talking about, is a solar contractor and a mutual friend of ours who lives up in the Massachusetts area. Jim has a 4,500 square foot home that he powers almost exclusively from solar panels that are erected on his property. He has approximately 4,500 watts of solar panels. Last year, for the entire year, his house consumed only 512 kilowatt hours for the whole year. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
His refrigerator was his pride and joy. When he showed me his refrigerator, he has a UPS sitting on the counter and a watt meter measuring the amount of current being drawn by his refrigerator. And literally, when you open the door to the refrigerator, the light that illuminates the inside of the refrigerator draws more power than the compressor when the compressor comes on. Very impressive, and it just blew me.
The other thing I'm saying, especially over here in Asia, is most people, they're putting in turbines, hundreds of them, they're putting in a whole lot of innovative things. One of the great things I saw was using Coke bottles with a bit of bleach and water in, doing the skylights for all the housing here, and it's saving, they're going to put $1 million in. So people are getting very clever. The other thing that I really love is small-scale solar power. One of the problems we've got is 70 billion litres a year of fuel being consumed in lighting for the 1.6 billion people without extra lighting. And there's good solar rechargeable options, and of course our water technology is going to be released to that market next year. So I've seen changes in the third world where a lot of reliance on petroleum fuel is country. But there's one big thing, and I'll skip a couple there, there's good change. And the enabling thing that's going to bring this all about big time is battery technology. And there's a conference in Australia 2 days ago, just on storage, and there's 5,000 delegates there. And that's the battery technology. And that's not going to be the game changer. So if you want to get right off the grid, the utility companies now, they've got a problem in Australia and in some states in America. The revenues are declining as more and more people put solar on their roads, and they can't generate enough revenue to maintain the lines and the poles and all the other infrastructure. So they've got two choices: put in localised microgrids, which they need storage, or go out of business, or come up with some other arrangement with the householder. So there's going to be a big fundamental change, and the battery technologies are coming. They're going to be a quarter the price in 3 years of what they are now for mass storage. And if you believe the press or some of the technology companies, I've followed 48 battery technology companies at the moment. The big shift there is that the batteries are half the price and take the 3 times the distance. There seems to be the mental block 500 miles. People want to go 500 miles in one charge. We need to do that. They'll become mass-produced, and you'll get your Tesla eventually. Now, what's interesting, other parts of the world are really taking them up. I went and reviewed an electric car recently, and it's little taxis. The pricing of price here in the Philippines, they have 3.5 million of these trikes here, 200,000 in Manila, and a little 175cc motorcycles and a sidecar. And they're going to build 150,000 of these things in the next 5 years. So they're actually not only going to have their renewable electricity, they're actually going to be running all these trikes off of it as well. Which I think is absolutely stunning. So you think of a small country like the Philippines.
All right, we're running a little bit behind on time because of our late start. So I want to just kind of skip down to the end here and then open up the floor to some questions. Where do you see us in 10 years from now?
Certainly different parts of the world already. You're going to see some countries are going to be 100% renewable energy. You're going to have energy independence. You don't have to wait for the free energy box. I mean, I'd love to be there at the audience and say, how many of you got solar on the roof? And see a show of hands. Because you can go and get a solar system now, no money down. Worst case, it'll be cheaper than what you're paying now for your bill, and it'll save all that energy in the environment. I think most of the battery technology comes around in a minute. So, and you're going to have wind farms that are going up, and the studying technology out at the moment, is you're going to see the other technologies you are going to see are like that, this and other devices that are going to draw from the ambient. You're going to be drawing from excess EMF, RF, power, and different portable devices. You're going to see some materials technology come through that will self-power devices in the next 10 years. I've seen the research, they are coming. So they can have an impact, I'm not sure. They still might only be microwatts or milliwatts. But you are going to see more and more people take up this what I described. You described Jim Gunn. My niece in Australia, in her street, well, it's not only that I think I've just seen out that not only the TV, but they've got the hot water system, and they've got those energy efficient refrigerators. So what I see is a big uptake on it for cars in 10 years, and people actually having their energy independence they've always wanted it. It might be commonality, it's our grid connected, there's going to be a lot of wind, but I see a big decline in coal. In one state here where you live, 30% of the coal-fired power stations have been shut down this year. Australia already got 4.5 gigawatts excess capacity, and a lot of them are running below 70%. So I see coal and fossil fuel on the way out. The final big change is clean nuclear. It's big business, and already there's trial plants operating, small ones in Finland. India just built their first plant, they're commissioning a 300 megawatt plant. Australia, there are no meltdowns like Fukushima, there is no releases of dangerous gases. The whole system just shuts down if something goes wrong. And
Are you there?
really, we had it over 200 years. So I think clean nuclear is coming. And some of the projects in America they're developing, they're going to have a 100 megawatt, 30 megawatt plant.
All right, I think we're losing the connection here. Can you still hear me all right? Blast. His battery may have died. And if so, I do apologize. Oh, here we go. Are you there?
No, I'm sorry, mate. We just had a little something happen.
Okay. All right. Well, I'd like to open up the floor to some questions now. Does anyone in the audience have a question for Mark Dansie? Over there.
What is his opinion?
Hold on just a second. We're gonna get the mic here.
Mike,
There we
mic
go.
check. Nice. What is his opinion of using solar panel combined with energy amplification, as in Tesla coils? Have you heard that?
Did you hear that, Mark?
No, we'll have to provide a question.
That's
Sorry
fine.
about
That's
that.
fine. That's fine. We're being asked what your opinion is of using solar panels in conjunction with Tesla coils, combining technologies like that.
Well, Tesla coils, not my area of expertise. I think for any of these technologies that claim to amplify energy or electricity or power, you really have to demonstrate and convince me first that they can actually do that. Because I've seen nothing that has been tested correctly that can do that. I'm not saying it can't be done, I just never seen any evidence of any of these devices. However, I've got to say this, there's a device being released later this month that if you connect it to a solar panel, it will increase the output in where we're at 100%. And overall, it will increase the output of the solar panel about 30% on average. There are some technologies, not the Tesla coil, but some other like a zeolites, a really amazing material, and perovskites, electrified fuels. There are some technologies out there, and one's been released later this month, I think on the 29th, that will amplify solar panels and stuff. So yes, I do it can be done, but exactly the term it's going to be done, I don't think it'll be a Tesla coil, it'll be one of these other new emerging technologies. Good idea.
Okay. So there are technologies that do amplify the solar output. Any other questions?
Yes.
All right then. I think that's about. Oh, we do have one more question here.
Where are most of the raw materials coming from that they make the new batteries with? I heard that most of our dependency is in China for like molybdenum and stuff like that for making the batteries.
Okay, the question is where are most of the raw materials right now coming from for the battery technologies that we're using right now that we have a dependence on?
Here's the good news, and this is really good news. A lot of it's lithium ion and a whole lot of exotic materials. The new generation of batteries that are coming are using materials that are not exotic. Zinc batteries and a whole lot of other technologies. The technologies we're using, for our project, we're using magnesium. And I had to tell you how many trillions of tons of magnesium there are in the city. I did look at the figure one day. But I think that's a very good question because there are limited resources. If we're relying on existing battery technologies today, you fell on this straight away. In fact, Tesla car, they're going to be struggling to find enough batteries for the lithium-ion batteries. But the new generation, there's one company in Israel at the moment, they're using a combination of technologies. They're using metal air, with rechargeable technologies. And, they can drive their electric cars 1,000 kilometres now, or so they can.
Okay.
The first thing is take this Acteon batteries. They're going to take the world by storm. They're going to be less than $300 a kilowatt hour to store it. This is for solar and home and large scale, not for transport. And they're using very basic materials, very environmental. Many materials are using cotton separators. They're using a bit of salt water, and they're just using a very fine metal. So the new generation of batteries are really, really exciting because they're actually not what they're using.
That was going to be my next question. Where
and that's lithium.
Okay. That was going to be my next question to you. Where were we with Acqueon Energy and their battery technologies? Because I also believe that is one of the most promising battery technologies on the horizon.
Yeah.
Are you there?
The Acqueon battery.
Okay.
I'm in work. Hang on. Got some noise happening. So, is this repeat what it said?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you ask a question?
Sorry. The storms are creating a bit of havoc here.
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, can you just repeat the last question I was asked? I just missed about a minute of it.
Okay. Are there any other questions from the audience? All right, Mark, I want to thank you for joining us from the Philippines. I know it was a bit of a struggle for you, as it was here for us, maintaining a connection. But we appreciate your time from the Philippines. I hope you endure the typhoon, and good luck with the water-powered flashlight.
Yeah, there are some other technologies I'm working on. I just want to leave a message that I'm very optimistic. The efforts I'm spending around the world, especially in Asia, there's really a big push for renewable technologies over here. While we all have exotic food, energy device, I really believe the future at the moment is not related to that. If people get out there and energy freedom is available now, be it solar, be it efficient lighting, be it whatever, just have a look out there and we'll see these technologies. And it's interesting that poor people in villages here that are adopting these technologies. Up on one that's called, it's a land-based tidal technology. And I'm going, what? And these guys are brilliant. You can work energy out of working with very limited resources and materials. So I think the future's here. I think the revolution's here. And we've not only reached peak oil, or we may have reached peak oil, we've reached peak coal. And I think fossil fuels are definitely on the way out. And it's just a matter of government legislation and the will of the people, how quickly people move to issues. Still keep the hunts going, everybody. Still work on experiments. But I think in 2 or 3 decades, the uptake of renewable energy, solar, wind, and everything else is going to be a real eye-opener. It already is in some countries. So thanks a lot, everybody, and sorry about the difficulties, and thank you, Mark, as well, for your time.
All right, Mark, take care. Thank you very much.